Hello everybody, welcome to another video. The video footage in this project was shot some time back and I'm just putting the video together now. But it was quite a nice project and I'm building a wedding arch and I'm using pallet wood for the most of it. There were a few pieces I had to buy, ordinary conventional pine, but for the most part it's pallet wood. And please join me on this project and let's see how it goes. So this is what the arch is going to look like, and these are the dimensions that we settled on. Pause the video if you want to get a snapshot of the dimensions. Just going to run these through the circular saw just to get them a uniform size. Okay, so what I've done is I've trimmed the one side off of all these pieces just to get it square and flat. Now I'm going to cut them to length. Alright, I've just set up a stop here. So the idea is put the good side against there. And cut it off. That way I'll get them all the right length. Alright, so all these planks are now the same width and the same thickness. Now we can start gluing them up. So I'm going to start making this piece now. It's a couple of planks from the pallet wood that I'm going to put together to make the upright. Right, I'm going to glue up the individual pieces of wood to make one long length. So let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I've got a nice flat table here, and this piece of steel is going to be the straight edge on this side. So I've got two longer pieces and two shorter pieces, and I'm going to put the long piece and short piece together, and then on here I'm going to glue the short piece and the long piece so that the joints are not in the same place. One piece of paper so it doesn't stick. Glue. Let's start with this. So this is what it's looking like now. All right. This one's dried overnight. All right, so the one side is all nicely done. I'm going to glue the second side on here. And I've got some little blocks just to hold it apart. Okay, so let's get gluing. All right, there we have it. All clamped up. We're just going to leave it to set. And we will continue with the rest after that. So here you can see two of the posts in the final stage of completion. I've stuck the top plank onto the overall piece, and this will be what it looks like. This next piece is just the strut supporting the top. These next pieces that I'm making are the little spaces that go between the two uprights. I've made a little jig here to drill the holes that I'm going to use for my dowels. And these are the pieces, the spacer pieces to hold the two posts apart. I'm about to kind of assemble this part now, so let's see how it goes. Good. Right, as you can see, I've done the holes all over to put these things in. These top ones are going to be the mounting where the top piece goes over, but you'll see that in a minute. Right. Right, so I've made a template for the dowels, and that will also be on this part. So what I'm going to do is put this on here. There we go. And make sure that I get this in the right place. And mark it. You can see I've labeled it 2 and 1. So I drilled on the other side from side 1. So now I'm drilling from side 2. That's just in case there's any slight misalignment here, that we try to minimize it as best as possible. Right, that is perfect. I'll do that one off camera. Forgot to put these things on. Okay, I think that is it. And we'll come back to that now. I want to pull a square. Okay, there we go. Everything is dried. I'm going to pull all the clamps off and let's see what it looks like. Okay, there we go. That's pretty solid. I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so what I want to do here is, so this is going to be the foot. So I'm going to be working on the foot now, and this is what the foot is going to look like. Pretty simple, just a couple of pieces of wood and little spaces between. So I'm just going to shave the edge off there. Just give it a nice look. So here we're just checking the height, making sure that we got our dimensions right. And finally we get on to making the top part. This is the one part where I had to buy wood. I didn't use the pallet wood, but this is what it's going to look like. Okay. So I'm just cutting out the scallops on here. Now this is not going to be easy. Right, I'm just rounding off the corners. So I've got this little mini router. And now we're on to the final stage. Just giving everything a good coat of varnish, and that should seal up the wood and keep it going for years and years. Okay, so these are all the bits all finished. This is the top. The feet, 2 of those. So put those down. And you'll see there's holes here to bolt the uprights into. I'll show you that. And this is the top. There again, there are mounting holes here. And those mounting holes match up with these ones on here. Okay, so the first thing is I'll put this down like that. Then this hole here and this hole here will mount up to that hole and that hole. Okay. That goes in there. Okay, so we've now got the uprights connected to the top. Then it's a matter of lifting the whole thing up. Okay, so there we have it up. Now we've got a foot, some long bolts, and the other foot. So we put that in there like that. And then we push that through like that. Same on this side. Right, so there is the whole arch all up and ready to go. So these foot give it some good stability this way, especially if you tighten up the bolt and tighten up the bolt at the top. So everything is quite nice and rigid. So that's the way it goes. Okay, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and please join me on my next one. Thank you.